What's going on, guys?
We're in control. We're in control. We're in control.
So before we begin with the review, I just want to say that I know there's been all sorts of problems with the PC version of the game, but this review will be strictly based on the console versions, mainly the PS4. Even though the PS4 and the Xbox One version of the game are extremely similar, this will just be a review of the PS4 version. So all of the problems with the PC won't be in this. So let's start the review. So, the story in Arkham Knight revolves around Batman and Scarecrow, and obviously the Arkham Knight. Scarecrow has threatened the city with a fear toxin, so obviously Batman has to go and save the day. But while saving the day, he finds out about the Arkham Knight and, his Arkham Knight stuff. And that's the big secret around the game. Who is the Arkham Knight? Don't worry, in this review there will be no spoilers or anything like that. So, throughout the story, there's a lot of twists and turns that keep you engaged with the story. It's a good story because obviously it's not predictable, and yeah. So you'll just be going around the story thinking, Psh, I know how this is going to end, and then the game will be like, BAM! Think again. And you will have no idea what's going on, but you'll get it in the end. And it's super fun. Just go on the story with Batman, and you can go on a side mission anytime unless you like in a mission that's indoors with the airship ones. Yeah. So yeah, the story, it's good and it's engaging and it's fun and it's true to the Batman lore. This really is like a Batman game. It's not just like a random superhero game with random superhero villains with a Batman skin and the Batmobile. This is actually like a Batman game for Batman fans. Y all of the lore stuff that you'll only get if you were a part of the other two games or if you actually know stuff about Batman. That's all in the side missions, so you can still enjoy the main story even if you're not like a Batman super fan or anything like that, which is really good. So I suppose you could say it's accessible in a way. Yeah. And so you know how in Arkham City everyone complained that oh, there's too many super villains, I can't keep track of them. There's none of that here. There is a lot of super villains, but you can deal with them however you want. Like the main super villains in the actual main story is yeah, the Arkham Knight and Scarecrow. That's it. However, you in the side missions, there's a bunch of side missions. They all focus on a different supervillain. So if you oh, I can't keep checking the story, I'm busy. Yeah, you don't need to do the side missions, and then you'll just be dealing with just the two villains, and you'll remember who they are, obviously, because of the effect that they have on the world. That's another thing. The story actually has effect on the world around you. It won't just be happening, and then the criminals will actually talk about anything big that's happened. So when you blow up a building, they'll be talking about that. It won't just be like they completely forgot about that. At the end of the game, they talk about what happens at the end of the game. So yeah, don't worry, no spoilers. But yeah, they talk about what happens at the end of the game, and it's just nice to know that it makes the city feel alive, even though it's been evacuated. So yeah. So obviously the big gameplay aspect of this was of course the Batmobile, and I can confirm that the Batmobile, thumbs up. Yes, great job on the Batmobile. It handles like a dream. Like as soon as I picked up that controller and started driving, it felt like I had been driving the Batmobile for ages. And it's just so smooth, you know exactly what to do. I mean, I've heard people complain about the control schemes, I don't like having square on the brake, and I don't like, but it's just, every game isn't going to be the exact controls that you want it to be. And with the PS4, you can rebind the keys anyway, so it shouldn't really be a problem. Alright, what else? Yeah, the fighting, the combat, just so awesome. I mean, you can go through a bunch of guys and you actually feel like you're putting in work. Like, when you're in a hard fight, it feels like a hard fight. When you're in an easy fight, it feels like an easy fight. And the way that you need to employ different tactics in each fight always keeps it new and fresh. It's not like those Arkham City copies where every enemy you just press a different button. It's like you're always like adapting and you need to be analyzing the situation. The introduction with the introduction of medics in this game means that you need to prioritize them over normal guys, because the medics can actually bring the guys back that you've already not killed. Batman doesn't kill. The medic can bring the guys back that you've already taken out. So obviously you need to take them out first. And yeah, you can take them out normally, but yeah, each enemy has like a different weapon. It's always helpful to like survey the combat situation before you actually get into it, because there's like different enemy types and maybe you can disarm an enemy before you even get into the fight and they won't notice. And yeah, there's always stuff like that and helps you to see who to prioritize first to take out. Yeah, so combat also good. My one gripe about this game probably is with the Batmobile though. The, there are way too many tank sections in it. So many forced tank sections. Like, I get it. Batmobile has a new mode that you probably spent a bunch of money and time developing, but you don't need to force it onto us every single mission. I mean, there's enough side missions that require the battle mode, so there's no need to force it onto us all the time. I mean, like, seriously, there's just no need. The Predator sections are back in the game, like the bits where you are like on gargoyles, and you need to like hunt like a bunch of people down and take them out stealthily. Those are back, and those are funner than ever. This game really makes you feel like the Batman with all the tools, the Batmobile, and they even incorporated the detective mode of the Batman into it. Um, so there are missions where you're looking for people, side missions and story missions, and the way you actually have to just like analyze footage sometimes to find out where the person might be is just so enriching. It You really do feel like the world's greatest detective, and that's like just a a trait of Batman that not enough forms of media actually show off. Like, I don't think it's been detective mode has been in every single Arkham game, but it's never been this good in the other Arkham games. So, yeah, detective, yes. The graphics are outstanding. I don't think I've ever seen such good graphics, except maybe I don't know. I mean, every game has a different art style, but yeah, the graphics in this game are like so good, especially the faces. Like, you don't see Batman's face a lot, obviously, because he's Batman, but the all the different faces are just like so well done. Like, you can see pain, anguish, fear, hooray, emotion, happiness. That's the one. Yes, there are so many different emotions, and you can see them all in people's faces. Um, Frame rate is actually really good. Surprisingly, the frame rate's always been steady, which is kind of surprising for a console game. But yeah, frame rate good. What else we got? Oh yeah, the only time frame rate ever really dropped is when you know the dual takedown things when you're fighting with like Batman and Catwoman. Yeah, the first time that I actually changed from one of them in the middle of a fight is the only time that my frame rate actually went down. But apart from that, frame rate's actually been quite steady, which is surprising. Except one time during my extended play sessions, my PS4 froze. I'm pretty sure that was because of the game, because it's never really frozen before. But yeah, so just beware of that during extended play sessions. Maybe just don't play this game too long. The graphics are just too cool to handle. So then, Arkham Knight. Great story that is loyal to the Batman lore, and great ending that is just a representation of what Batman is and what he stands for. No spoilers, obviously, but yeah, it's awesome. Uh, Gameplay: best combat engine ever, best Batmobile ever. Too many Batmobile battles, fight things, but if you don't play every day, then it's gonna be kind of hard to remember how to like counter every enemy's attacks. Since I didn't play for like a day and I forgot to counter a the riot shield guys, so just be aware of that. And it doesn't actually tell you anywhere in the game apart from the first time that you actually encounter them. So yeah, well if it does, I haven't found it anywhere. But yeah, so just be aware of that. Also, graphics, some of the best. I mean, PS4 is doing well for itself. People say it's underpowered, but still looks pretty good. And I guess if you get like a console and not a PC, then yeah, you're not gonna get the best graphics, obviously. But yeah. So my rating scale for games is buy, buy on sale, borrow from a friend, or just don't get it. Um, Batman Arkham Knight, definitely a buy at full price. I mean, this game is just so much worth it with so much content. We've got Gotham's Greatest. It's not really. It's leaderboards. It's not really like multiplayer, but it doesn't need multiplayer because it's such a good experience. The tagline for this game was "Be the Batman." By the end of this game, I honestly felt like the Batman. I felt so powerful, and just the story, so good. Graphics, you look like the Batman too. I like the suit. Some people don't. That's personal preference or whatever. But yeah, I like the suit. So yeah, as soon as you can, buy this game. Like seriously, like now. Why you still go buy it? Go on, go and. Why are you still here? Go buy it.